What's up and welcome. Today we have the full tutorial for Marigold by Periphery. This is everything that you see that is in the playthrough with Misha. So on that note, if you want more of this type of thing, let me know what songs you want. I am trying to grow this channel. So the more that you interact with this video, that's the only thing I ask you in return. Give it a like, give me a subscribe, request a song. Anything like that that helps this video means the more tutorials that I'm going to get out to you. Let me know what questions you've got, anything like that. Other than that, we're in drop C. We're on a standard 6-string guitar, but the tuning is C, G, C, F, A, D. Okay, so get your guitars tuned up to that and then enjoy the video. So I'm going to call these strings E, A, D, G, B, E because that's what a standard guitar is. Otherwise I'm going to have too many C's and stuff like that. Just remember that it's the standard string tuning that we always use. First riff. So the main riff is a pattern that is repeated throughout the entire song, right? So played slowly. Starts off on the open E, goes to the 3rd fret. Then 5 on the A, 7 on the E. Then we do 3, 5, 3 on the D, A, and E. So all together. And then we do 7 on the D, 3 on the E, 5, 7 on the A, E, and then 3, 5, 7 on the D, A, E. So all together slowly. And then you repeat that part exactly the same. All right, now with palm muting, I'm actually kind of just leaving the lower strings muted and the higher strings open, but it's kind of a gradient. So it's not heavily muted on the lower strings and zero muting on the higher strings. It's just kind of slightly heavy to slightly mild. Right, then we move up to the next position, which is 5 on the E string. So it goes 5, 8, 7, 8 on the E, E, A, E. Then same pattern, it's 5, 7, 8 on the D, A, E. Then it's 8 on the D, 5 on the E, 7, 8 on the AE, and then 5, 7, 8 on the DAE. So slowly. That's played once, then we move up to the next position, starting from the 7th fret on the low E. So that's 7, 11 on the E, and then 10, 11 on the AE, then 7, 10, 7 on the DAE. So far. Then we hit the 11 on the D, 7 on the E, 10, 11 on the AE, and then 7, 10, 11 on the DAE. So slowly. That phrase plays once before we move into the next position. So far, overall the riff, we've got you may have noticed by now that when I'm playing any of these patterns, whatever finger is on the A string, it's staying there, it never moves. I'm just pressing it down onto the string whenever it needs to be pressed down. Other than that, it's just hovering above the 1 fret. It's not doing anything else. 8th fret. All right, so this is exactly the same pattern yet again. The only difference, instead of on the A and the D strings, everything being exact, when we hit the D string, we're going back to the 7th fret. So it becomes 8, 12 on the E, 10 on the A, 12 on the E, followed by 7 on the D, 10 on the A, and 8 on the E. So all together. And then stretch up to the 12th on the D, 8 on the E, 10, 12 on the AE, followed by 7, 10, 12 on the DAE. So all together, slowly. So we play that twice, then we move down to the previous position. Right, so that's exactly the same as the one from the 7th fret, no differences. Play that again. Overall, we've got and then the final part to top it off. Same pattern up from the 5th fret, so it's 5, 8, 7, 8 on the E, E, A, E. Then we do 5, 7 on the D, A. Then we hit the 8th fret on the D string and slide down to the 5th fret. So all together slowly. The rest of the riff is, after we slide down to that 5th fret, we hit the 2nd fret on the D string, 4, 5 on the A, then we do 2, 3 and then pull off to open on the D, and then 4 to open on the A string. So slowly, and slowly that whole last part. Slowly, the whole riff. You repeat that 3 times and then you're into the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus is very straightforward. There are 2 different versions. The first one plays once, the second one plays 2 more times, I guess. So it's just open low strings and then 2, 3 on the G, B strings. Open 2 bar chord and then hit the high E and high B open. Right, so it's the same thing, 3rd fret, bar, 5, 6 on the G, B. So that whole thing together. Repeat. Then you go up to the 6th fret bar chord on that. And then you want 8, 9 on the G, B. Next part. Now with this part, it's really important that you make sure everything else is dead. You don't want... It's not how they play it. All the noise more or less stops to do the little tappy part. Right, now what those notes are, you're tapping on the G string from the 12th fret to the 13th fret, sliding back to the 12th. Pull off to the 8th. 13th fret on the B string, pull off to the 9th, and then 12, 8 on the G string again. So if you've set this up correctly, you do not have to move this hand at all, other than to stop the chord making noise. So, right, I haven't changed any frets or done anything fancy like that. Right, and then we repeat. Then we do the different tapping version, which is the same idea, except we're going from the 15th fret on the G string, pulling straight off, 17 slide to 18, slide back to 17 on the D, pull off to 6, and then 15, pull off to 6. So now what happens on the 2nd and 3rd time round, there's a slight change. So it's... Right? That's the only difference. Instead of going to the 3rd fret there, you go to the 8th fret and you bar 8, 8 on the A and E strings, and then 10, 10 on the D and G strings. Everything else is the same. Okay, then you're on to the chorus. Right, this is pretty straightforward. So hit the 5th fret on the 3 lowest strings, and then 7, 8 on the G and B. Then we go to open, 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 5, 6, 3. Then we go to 8, 8, 10, 10 on the E, A, D, G strings. 3rd fret on the low 3 strings, and then 5, 6 on the G, B. All together. And the only variation to this, start on the same place. Go to the 8, 8, 10, 10. 3rd fret. And then 2, 3, 5 on the low strings. Not sure if you can see that properly. So all together. Etc. So all you do is you just play a whole bunch of notes. The frets are 11th fret on the B string, 7th fret on the G, 10th fret on the B, 5th fret on the G. So. Second time around. So second time around, it's on the B string, 11, 13, 15, 13, 17 on the high E, 13, 15, 12, 13. As it goes back into the riffs. The only other variation is before we get into the orchestral part, instead of, it goes. That's it. Now on to the next part. I'm going to break this up into 2 different parts for you because it's a slight variation on the previous riff we've learned, and then it starts getting really complicated. Exactly the same as the intro. Then we go down a fret. So it becomes 2, 6, 5, 6 on the A and E strings, 2, 5, 6 on the D, A, E, 6, 2 on the D and E, so far, 5, 6 on the A, E, and then 2, 5, 6 on the D, A, and E. And that part plays twice like normal. And so far we've got. Then we move on to the same as the 5th fret position. Exactly the same, played once, back to the 3rd fret position, except instead of playing open 3 to start off, we play 3, 7. So far, we've got. And then we move to the next fret, 8, 12 on the low E string, 10, 12 on the A, E. Then we do 8, 10, 8 on the D, A, and E. So far. then we do 12, 8 on the D and then E, 10, 12 on the AE, 8, 10, 12 on the D, AE. So, and slowly. Then we play that twice. Then we go back to the 7th fret position. Seven, 11 on the E, 10, 11 on the AE, 7, 10 on the DA, grab the 11th fret on the D string, slide up to the 15th, and then pull back to that 11. So then 12, 15 on the AE, then repeat 11, 12, 15 on the DAE, and then 12, 11 on the E. So slowly. And that whole thing slowly. Next riff. That is exactly the same as the intro. I'm not going to walk through it again. Next part. That is 12, 15 on the E, 12, 15 on the AE, 12, 12 on the DA, and then 15, 12 on the D. Then we grab the 12th fret on the A string and slide down to the 8th. 12, 7 on the E. 3, 7 on the E. 5, 3 on the AD. Slowly. There is a thing here, that's exactly what Misha plays in the video. To me, the track sounds like they play, right? Which is just sliding from the 15th down to the 12th and then pulling off to the 7th fret on the D string. So that instead of hitting the 12th fret on the A, you're hitting the 7th fret on the D, it's the same note. So I don't know why they do it differently on the track verse when they play it, but whatever. Apparently he finds that easier or different or something, so I don't know. Your choice, whichever one you want to play, but I'm trying to do the Misha version. So here's the version Misha plays. The version that I would play is whatever, you do what you need to do. It's the same as what we learned in the previous section, and then it changes. So that's just on the E string, 2, 6, 5, 6 on the AE, 2, 5 on the DA, 6, slide to 9 on the D, hit that 6th fret again, so slowly. And then the last part, which is just 7, 5 on the A, and then 6 on the D, 7, 5 on the A, 9, 6 on the E. And then slowly. So far we've got same thing on the 5th fret. Then we've got a variation on the 3rd fret. 3, 7, 5, 7 on the E, E, A, E. 3, 5 on the D, A. All together. Next part, we hit the 7th fret on the D and G strings. So it's D, G, D. And then 8, 5 on the A string so far. And then we grab the 7th fret and slide up to the 12th on the D string. After you slide up to that 12th fret, you hit the high E open and then the 10th fret on the G string. So that section slowly. So this last part, it's 11th fret to the 14th fret on the low E, 13th fret on the A, and then 11 and 14 on the D. By now you should know the pattern. If you don't know the pattern, really learn the pattern. And then the final part. So it's just 7, 11 on the E string, 10 on the A, 7, 11 on the D, slide to 15. So, pull off to 11, 12 on the A, so all together. 15, 11, 15 on the E, slide up to 19. So all together. And then it's 16, 15 on the A and then D string, 19 on the D string, and then 18 on the G. So slowly. That whole riff slowly. Now I noticed that I just kind of put random slides and hammers-ons and pull-offs in there. So the riff is played pretty quickly, so it doesn't actually matter too much what you do, just figure out what works best for you. All right, and now we are onto the bridge. Pretty easy so far, it's just bouncing off the low E and the 5th fret on the A string. Right, and all you're doing, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Just remember to get those chugs in there and everything will be fine. So it's 5, 7, pause 8. 6, hammer on to 7, pull off to 6. And then you hit the 8th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D. So slowly. And then 7, 6, open on the E. Then climb up 7, 8, 10 on the A. So far. Then the chord soundy things are 10, 8, 7 on the A, D, and G. Hold them all. Move up a fret. 11, 12, 10 on the same strings, A, D, and G. And then high E opens. So far. Then chord is 11, 12, 14. 7th fret on the low E, followed by 7 hammer to 8, pull off to 7 on the D, 10 on the A, 7 on the D, and then 8, 7 on the E, and then 10, 11 on the D, open high E, and then 10th fret on the G. So slowly. Then in context, that whole riff slowly. Next part. So that's just you're barring the 5th fret on the A, E and A strings, 8th fret on the D. So it's just chug, 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 chug. Adding the 8th fret, slide down to the 3rd fret, and then you're bouncing on the 7th fret on the D. And then open with the 2, 3 on the G, B strings. Then, so it's just 5, 7, 8 on the A string, and then 5, 7 on the D, and then you hit the open high E, and then you hit 5, 8, slide to 10 on the D, 7 on the G, that's that part. If you want to hit that open E hybrid picked, go nuts. Okay, and then we play a chord 10, 7, 8 on the D, G, B strings. Play it 6 times. So, and then 5, 8 on the D, 7 on the G, 6, 7, 6 on the D, G, and B strings. Open, hold it. So slowly. Final part, you hit the 7th fret barring over the bottom 3 strings 2 times. So that is 7 to 11 on the E, 10 to 11 on the AE, 7 to 10 on the D and then A, and then hit the 11th fret, slide up to the 14th fret, pull off to the 11th, and then finish on the 12th fret on the A. Slowly that part. So the whole bridge slowly. And then we're on to the final part. So you're going to break this up into 2 different passages with 4 different subsections each. It'll make sense in a minute. First part. This is just a standard A major shape arpeggio. Right, all you do is 10th to the 13th fret on the A string, and then 12 on the D, 13 on the A, 12, 12 on the G, D, 11, 12 on the B, G, so far. And then you do 10, 11, 12 on the E, B, and G. So to finish that first part off, 10, 11 on the B, and then 12, 12 on the G, D, 13 on the A. So that's everything all together, slowly. Then move down to the 5th fret. It's mostly the same shape that we're starting with, so that becomes 5, 8 on the A, and then 7, 8, D, A, 7, 7 on the G, D. So all together. And then we do on the B string 6, 8, 10, 10 on the high E. So all together. 10, 6, 5 on the B. And then 7, 7 on the G, D, 8 on the A. So all together that second part. And everything so far, slowly. Okay, and then the next part. Eight, 10, 12 on the E string. Then you do 8 on the A, 8 on the D, 8 on the A, 10 on the D, 8 on the D. So all together. Slide up to the 12th fret on the D and hit the 10th fret on the G. And then climb up 10, 11, 13 on the B. Hit that 10 on the G again, 10 on the high E, and then 13 on the B. So slowly that part. And all together that part. So that's 7, 10 on the low E, followed by 8, 10, 12 on the A. Hit 10 on the D, and then on the G string you play 10, 12, 14, 10, 14. So and then the final part, which is just 10 on the D, 10 on the G, 10 on the D, 12 on the A, 8 on the A to finish it off. So slowly, everything together. Now that whole section so far. And then we've got the next part. So that is pretty much just the first part repeated, except there's one note different. So the first time round, the last note we play is the 13th fret on the A string. This time round, the last note we play is the 12th fret on the G string. So instead of going, it just goes. Okay, next part. 12, 15 on the E, 13 on the A, and then back to that 15 on the E. Slide from the 15th to the 17th on the A. You want to give both of those full values. It's not just a, it's 15 on the D, 17 on the A, 14 on the G, 15 on the D, and then 15, 17, 19 on the G, back to 15 on the G, followed by 15 on the D, followed by 17 on the A. So slowly. Then we've got the second last one, which is okay, and so that's 7-10 on the E, and then 8-10 on the A, E, 7-8 on the D, A, and then 10-7 on the D. So followed by 10, 12, 14 on the G. You hit that 10 on the G again. So then we go 10, 7 on the D, 8 on the A, 10 on the E. Second section so far. And then the final part. So 10-14 on the E string, 10-15 on the A, followed by 10-12-10 on the G, followed by 15-10 on the A, 14 on the E, and then climb back up. 10-15 on the A, 10-14 on the D, 12 on the G, 13 on the B. So slowly. And then everything all together slowly. So altogether it becomes. So to finish the song, you hit the 15th fret on the B. So then what you do is you play section 1 once, followed by section 2, and then you repeat that. So section 1, section 2, section 1, section 2, and that's the song. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. Once again, please give me a like, please subscribe, please do anything that you need to do to interact with the video, and ask any questions you've got, any songs that you'd like me to do. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Catch ya.